All right, we are live, it seems.
There you are.
You gotta wait for the,
It says live stream offline.
Do what now?
It says live stream offline.
This is excellent connection.
Yeah, hang on, it's...
Yeah.
Give it a second.
Just on camera, just so you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Okay.
Yep. Well, we're good. Yeah, we got it. All right, Miss Ace is in the house. Hello. We're rocking a little early tonight. And let me put the tweet out there for everybody who needs to know.
Oh, I like the background.
Yes.
Live from my mom's house.
Alright,
got
I'm going to put
Moxley
the
on
tweet
the
out
ladder,
there
that's
and put it out
awesome.
there on the Book of Face.
And the tours of Twit.
The Turs and Twit.
Twitters.
How's it going? It is going well, and hello everyone! And that's bad. How's everybody looking? Because we're doing this a little differently tonight, but hello everyone!
Good.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined not on the other end of the tin cannon string this week, but in person with
Nick.
Nick. OG Nick is here. OG Nick is in the area, and we are not at Athletic Geek HQ. We are at Nick's mom's HQ with some of Nick's wrestling stuff here. And also, this person is on the other end of the tin can string. Easy.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is time for the live stream. If you've never seen this stream before, this is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. It says no data now. Are we still good, y'all?
You're still alive to me.
Okay, it's weird.
Also, nice Cody shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, I pretty like it. I got it during the last year's 4th of July sale. So I've never seen this show before. This is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Nick and I became friends through our love of professional wrestling, and I met EZ at All In. We love wrestling, we love talking wrestling, we love sharing a love of pro wrestling with each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, we're just fans. Our opinions are that of any other fan, because at the end of the day, we are not insiders. We are not wrestlers. We are just marks. And, well, because we're on the road and, we're going to do a real quick one, so we're really just going to talk Dynamite tonight. But, what an episode of Dynamite it was.
Correct, yeah, Dynamite on the road.
Dynamite on the road.
In the spirit of being on the road.
In the spirit of being on the road, yes.
I'm just at home.
Yeah, so overall, what'd you think of, the building this week? Because it looked like kind of a different setup than what we're used to. I mean, obviously it's a different setup we're used to because it's not Daly's place. Mm-hmm. It felt that the venue was kind of different. Like, the way the setup, like the way the ring and the entryway was kind of close. I don't know, it just felt different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome to see a weekly show back in front of a crowd. We've seen pay-per-view in front of a crowd. WrestleMania was in front of a crowd.
No data. This stream will end shortly unless you restart it in your streaming. So what the hell?
Video to
You are still live, so...
Oh, YouTube is being dumb.
I'll just ignore that.
I don't understand. Okay.
If I can still see you, we are still rolling.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going by what YouTube is telling me right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was just kind of a different sort of... It was a different... It's always nice to see just it didn't feel like kind of the normal arena, though, for Dynamite. It felt still somewhat intimate.
Yeah.
But...
It did feel a little bit
definitely
smaller.
Loud.
Yeah, still loud, still passionate fans. And... Well... Let's, kicking things off, a South Beach strap match, Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall And I thought this was a good strap match. I thought like it built up well to a strap match. It wasn't the greatest strap match I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It wasn't Stone Cold Steve Austin and Savio Vega, but it was decent.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing we'll get to later, like the lights randomly go out in the middle of the match. We're like, what the hell's going on? And
Well, yeah, I knew there was the hurricane in Florida,
Right.
so I kind of assumed. I don't know. I don't love strap matches. Aren't my favorite thing. They're not my least favorite thing. But do you prefer the four corners or just the straight up pinfall submission strap match?
I guess I don't like
I was
them.
always confused. I like, wait, they have to. I thought it was like you touch all four corners and then, hey, that's it, the finish. It's not
I kind of just like
if you
just
only
pinfall
touch-
submission with that. Kind of like dog collar matches.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
definitely
a
prefer dog collar matches.
Yeah, like a variation. Like I like when it's more like a variation on the dog collar match. I mean, like it does add like a different layer of storytelling that can be used in the match. But on the flip side of things, it's just sometimes it gets confusing, and sometimes it can interrupt the flow of a match.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a different flow to do that, but it was good. I thought the match was good overall. Like I said, I don't love strap matches in general. I don't love QT in general, but I liked. I don't mind the storyline either. I know QT gets a lot of hate, and he's not my very most favorite person, but I think that I've enjoyed the storyline more than most people I've talked to. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm kind of ready to see something else. More on that later. But on the flip side, it's just kind of like,
I feel like at this point, the rivalry between Rhodes and Marshall, it's like I'm kind of over it already. It's like we already had a Go-Go and Cody. Just let's a Go-Go already.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty like definitively over. I can't really. I mean, there was that one tag team win that QT and Agogo got, but like Dustin beat Camarado in that one main event, and then QT lost to Cody. Agogo lost to Cody. Like, what can we do from here, really? Which they're not, obviously. I don't think they're extending this feud any further. So
it's the epitome of a filler feud.
yeah,
Like it was the epitome of let's get these guys wrestling
experienced guys.
Ray's in the house. It's you. Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that, Miss Ace. We're gonna get to that, but yeah, like it's essentially it's experience.
Yeah,
It's all these trainees are getting to wrestle.
giving them something to do in this new group.
Wrestle both the factory, and the family are both getting to wrestle a lot of like Cody, QT, Billy Gunn, Dustin.
Yeah,
So you have a lot of, hey, if you want to learn, those are four of the best veterans you can learn from that aren't really, really kicking your coverage
yeah.
so much because, it's not like, oh, what the hell's he doing in there wrestling Moxley in a world title match? That's bullshit. It's like, okay, he's wrestling Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
and it was enjoyable for me for the most part. I don't it's really fueled the fire on a lot of the Cody haters. I think this is just another one. He just beat everybody in that.
Just beat QT Marshall. Fucking young up and comer's career ruined.
Yeah, like he shouldn't beat. You just have to step back and look at the whole thing. Like, why would Cody not beat Agogo and QT?
That's what I said, and this this got me told like I was an idiot and didn't understand what good wrestling was when I put it out there on Twitter. Anthony Agogo was in his third match.
Mm-hmm.
Third match. Ask Moxley to lose to somebody in their third match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Ask Kenny Omega to lose to somebody in their third match. Not their third match in AEW, mind you. Their third professional wrestling match.
Now you could
how
argue,
well that's going to get over? It's not.
You could
With-
argue
with
that
God.
they shouldn't. You should argue that they shouldn't have put that together in the first place. That they painted themselves in the corner.
They did the
by
fact.
If you don't want to have a guy not build up momentum and lose his third match, then don't make him have his third match against a main event level guy. So if you want to criticize on that end, yes, but they made that choice, and then to criticize that Cody won, to me is silly. But there's just narratives people cling to about Cody, and they have talking points that they cling to, and they're going to say it regardless.
Yeah, Cody is, I got into a discussion with somebody on, saying that Cody Rhodes gets too much hate, and then here came everybody going like, oh, it's because he, nobody likes him, yet here he is, putting himself on Dynamite, and somebody put like, I was in the arena, and he got other than Aleister Black, he got the biggest pop of the night. So the paying audience is still, like, into him.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah. And also, especially, this is the first AEW since the pandemic canceled everything that we finally have fans not in Jacksonville.
Right.
Of course, they're going to be popping for everybody. It's like, hey, I missed seeing you guys last year. Or, like, this is my first time, like, finally seeing.
But I mean, like, even at like, but like, even in like Daly's Place and at Double or Nothing, like, people were there. They're like, yeah, Cody to the people that pay money. Yes, there's the people on Twitter, and I'm not saying, I mean, we are the IWC. I mean, I'm part of this, but it's like, it's kind of the one thing that has kind of been annoying about, as beautiful as this community is, the one thing to me that's been kind of annoying about is, here's like the 4 or 5 people that are like, and then they have the people that's like, well, if you hate them, it's okay. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, here's some material. You're cool. You got some stroke if you hate this guy, I feel like kind of the same thing kind of happened with, I think... TNA, help me out a little bit. Samoa Joe there for a while in TNA.
Yeah.
Like people just really, he lost his like godhood status, and it's just like, oh, Samoa Joe's bad during TNA, and it's like, you were cool if you were hating on Samoa Joe, and you were cool if you were doing that, but don't say anything bad about AJ.
Mm-hmm.
God save your soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, this is over, and we'll get to later down chronologically on the show what is probably going to be next for Cody.
Yes.
But and you're right. The paying people, Cody, people like Cody generally. I think it's just you can get the idea that that's not the case if you look on certain areas, but that's the case with everything.
Yeah.
So what's next on the list there?
Well, we had Sean Spears get beat up by Sammy Guevara. Mm-hmm. So that program is not over. Woo. And then we have... here's going to be the fun time. This is going to be when me and Nick argue.
Mm-hmm.
So we have in-ring interview, Don Callis, Kenny Omega, and Kenny's in there talking shit. Dark Order comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Order gets beat up. The stare down happens.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great segment. Yeah, great. It was good. The very end of it was what got me excited.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd response really solidified, because everybody, a lot of people, myself included, were worried that Hangman had cooled down so significantly after COVID. But really, I think what this tells me, going back to audiences after having no audiences for so long, that I don't know if people really know what's going to happen or not. It could just be things pick up right where they were before, and everybody who was popular and everybody who wasn't is going to go back in the same area, but I don't know. But I think a lot of the assumption was kind of that, Hangman Page has cooled down a lot. This isn't going to be as big of a deal as it could have been, but I wouldn't think that after watching the show last night. So,
yeah, it's definitely Hangman's the top good guy in that company.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no, I mean, other than maybe Moxley, and I would even like maybe I'm overrating Hangman to an extent level.
I mean, he's close. I think as far as reactions goes, he's right on his level, because every show they've had that has had a significant live gate portion, Hangman's got a lot of cheers. He had a lot of cheers the Friday before Dynamite when he had that.
I think we're gone.
When he got beat up by it's still buzzing on here.
No, that's not
You're
good.
Still live.
Are you still seeing me?
You're still live.
Okay.
We can still see you.
Yeah. We just keep going until someone says they don't see us.
Yeah. When we become John Cena, that is when the problem begins.
Yeah, so he had that match when he got beat up by Joey Janela, and he had a big cheer that night, and he had that match against Cage, and he had huge cheers at Double or what show? Yeah, that's Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
and then on this Dynamite, he had huge cheers as well. So,
yeah.
I think that he's definitely the man. I still would rather this not have such heavy involvement. I will admit, you sent me those 72,000 screenshots from that tweet string.
Yeah,
and that was pretty. It convinced me a little more that this is not a terrible storyline. And I guess I don't really think it's a terrible storyline, but I still don't think that the Dark Order need to be involved with this feud to the extent that they apparently are.
The thing is...
I think Hangman should really fight with this alone.
Well, but here's I'm not saying... Here's where I'm going to justify Dark Order to an extent. Do I think Hangman should fight alone? Absolutely. But I'm thinking, eventually you're going to, in the build-up to this match, you're going to have some multi-man matches. Who's Hangman going to team with? Kenny's got a stable.
Mm-hmm.
Hangman doesn't have a stable except for the Dark Order. So in order to get fill those gaps, in order to have those 6-man, those 8-man, those tag team matches building up to All Out, you definitely need somebody in that. And in the other sense, and this was another friend of mine brought this up, now that, Brody's unfortunately no longer with us, the Dark Order's never going to not be on the good side of things now.
That's probably true, yeah.
So the whole, the cult of not only Hangman's journey of being the most neglected, to an extent, the most neglected person in the Elite, and the Dark Order, which is multi-layered in the fact, stop losing, start winning, but also the Dark Order was the most hated thing in AEW for a long, long time. And then, eventually, the two things come together.
Brody resurrecting it.
Yeah.
The two things, come together to help each other get to a new level. Hangman get to the main event level, he'll Dark Order him off. As long as Kenny Omega loses cleanly to Hangman Page, if the outside interference is stopped by the Dark Order, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, and it's not as... I don't hate it as much as I did last week, and it's also... That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but this is the way they're going with it now, and I think that they can make it work, but I still just... And I like the Dark Order. I love John Silver. I've loved Colt Cabana for a long, long time. I like Alex Reynolds, too. I like Penn. I like they're all good. But I don't think that it does anything to help, really.
We're significantly less heated when we're in the same room with one another and not separated.
Well, I also, like I said, I don't hate it as much as I did last week.
Didn't mean to interrupt, but our stream is now starting to get weird. You start pausing and then you're stopping and then it keeps going and then it's
yeah, that's the connection. It says we got an excellent connection now, so
it's weird.
Yeah.
Next week we'll be on Twitch.
Yep, there it goes. See, yeah, next week we'll be doing.
I don't know. I would try that. So I want to do a tough.
I don't want to do Twitch because I have my following here. If I could do multiple platforms, I'd do Twitch. But yeah. So I guess it's getting.
At least on Twitch you can do mobile. But anyways.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. But anyway,
I'll be right back.
Anyways,
in 1 second.
Actually,
all right. So, the next.
Next, we had the trios match.
Well, no, next, and I'm curious when Nick gets finished with what he's doing. I got bad allergies this week. I apologize. It's been a rough one. But so we have a segment between Jim Ross doing the sit down interview with both Ethan Page and Darby Allin. And
I was cooking, so I actually kind of missed
Mercedes says, real quick, just to acknowledge the chat. So Hangman's going to kick out the One-Winged Angel and probably use it against Kenny. I really hope Hangman doesn't kick out the One-Winged Angel. Maybe in the ropes or something. Move is, and I don't think it's time to unprotect.
I think if there is a time, it's now.
Well, I mean, Ibushi kicked out of it once in DDT. That's it.
But DDT doesn't count. It's not canon.
No, it is canon because they've actually acknowledged it, but only one time.
Yeah, I know, but that's not. And people don't really care that he kicked out of it there because it's DDT.
Yeah.
Because they wrestle dolls and girls and little girls and invisible people. And a ladder was a champion for a while in DDT. I like DDT. I'm just saying. I'm saying it doesn't. People don't care because
next week.
Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't do that. But I definitely think there's something that can be done there.
I think I would. I think this is the time. If anything, it's just because it's kind of maybe too expected, and maybe you don't.
Yeah, to give you a frame of reference, like
it's kind of good at everything.